Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to another anti-character guide, but it's more of a mini anti-character guide. So we're very near the balance patch that's coming in May, so I don't want to make it a full anti-character guide until the patch has been rolled out and we can see how, the top characters have been balanced out. So for Feng, for example, and a lot of the other top characters, what I'm going to do, maybe I'll get a few videos of these out before the May balance patch, but I'm going to do kind of mini general tips, anti-character stuff. Okay, so it'll be more like general tips and just the key things to look out for with these characters. Because I know a lot of you guys are struggling with them. I am struggling with them. I think everybody's struggling with them. Feng being one of the top contenders for being, one of the best characters in the game right now. So without further ado, let's just get into the video. So the first thing I'd say when fighting against Feng is to be patient. Really, it is his go a lot of the time. He has very, very oppressive moves, and you just kind of have no choice but to be patient and look for an opening. There will be openings. He is not impossible to play against, especially if your opponent is being lazy, and we will go over some of those things. But in general, like range-wise, you want to stay kind of far away. Most of his pokes are close range. His really good pokes, at least, are close range. And also, his hop kick is one of the weakest in the game. It's very, very short-ranged hop kick. It's also very linear. But the main weakness of his hop kick is its range. It's really, really bad range, which helps us out a little bit. When you are close, however, you want to sidestep left a lot of the time. So, if you do... he tries to do down back 3, you want to sidestep this to the left. Shoulder, you want to sidestep this to the left as well. A lot of strings, don't track to the left either. That helped us out quite a lot. If the Feng likes using a lot of strings, apart from this one, this actually tracks very well to both sides. But a lot of strings are very linear with Feng. You want to sidestep these to the left. Forward 1+2. This safe high heat engager that we all know and love right now in Tekken 8. This, you have to sidestep this to the right as well. So he sidestepped into the left there. If I put him on sidestep right, or rather sidewalk right, tracks very well to the left, so you have to set this to the right. You have to set this to Feng's left or Kazuya's right. You see what I mean? Also, this is one of those moves that even if you're -6, you can even step this if you're -6 as well. Feng also has KENPO, which is another reason we want to be really patient when fighting him. Because we don't want him to be able to bait whiffs and then use KENPO 3 to launch us, right? Unfortunately, with KENPO, there isn't really any good answers. Most of the moves out of KENPO track quite a lot. Especially this high heat engager, which is, by the way, safe at -9. But the thing is, one key thing we can take away from KENPO is that the 4 out of KENPO can be sidestep left, and the 3 out of KENPO can be sidestep left. So if a Feng keeps trying to bait you to press, and then launch you with KENPO 3, try and sidestep left if they tend to do that. Again, just try and read their patterns so you can get an idea of when they're going to try and use KENPO 3. And for shifting clouds, generally we want to step to the left. A lot of these moves don't track to the left, which is good. But be careful because he has a homing 3 out of shifting clouds, which is actually +3 on block, leaving him in back turns, which is very good for him. It is a high, and he also has the low 4, which tracks to both sides. The thing is, however, if you can react in time to shifting clouds, you can try to sidestep left and duck, because the homing 3 is a high, and the low is a low, of course. So, you can try and sidestep left and duck. I know it's a tricky counter, but you can try that if you want. Just be careful when you're timing these things, He can delay his homing 3, can delay his homing 4. So be careful when you try and sidestep left and duck. Down back 3. Step this to the left. It tracks on the right. Step this to the left. If you're minus at all, it will clip you. So make sure if you want to try and step down back 3, that you're at least neutral or you're plus. And the same thing with back 1+2, his shoulder. His shoulder, obviously, if you block the shoulder or the down back 3, you need to launch these. Down back 3 is -15, you need to launch that. And also, back 1+2 with shoulder is -19, you have to launch that as well. But, as I was saying, back 1+2, step this to the left. It's also a weird scenario. If I put him here to sidewalk right, okay. If it's neutral, right, and you try and sidestep right, so down forward 1 is neutral on block, okay, so down forward 1, I go for shoulder here, it clips, right? But if I go +1 for Feng here and then do the shoulder, it completely evades. So I don't know, I assume that's not intended. I don't understand why you'd be minus and the move track less. But if I'm neutral, it clips every time. So I assume that's unintended. But yeah, there's a weird thing there with his shoulder. But so yeah, that's down back 3 and shoulder. Back 3. Lots of Fengs try to loop back 3s. I'll do back 3 into back 3. I have him on sidewalk right. But if I put him on sidewalk left, you can actually sidewalk this pretty easily. So if Fangs get really lazy and they try and do back 3 into back 3, try sidewalking to the left. And he also has very slow recovery, or it has, you know, pretty slow recovery on whiff. So you have plenty of time to launch him when you sidestep here. Next, let's talk about heat. Here's 3+4, this crazy move, which gives him +12. Try and sidestep this to the right. You can't sidestep it to the left. You can sidestep it to the right. However, if you're very heavily minus, this will clip you. You won't be able to sidestep. Try and sidestep if, you know, if he jabs and then does this. If he has a habit of doing that. You have to be quick as well. If he jabs and then does this, try and sidestep right. If you read his patterns and he tries to do that quite a lot, try and sidestep right there. And also, heat smash, sidestep either way. Also, this is another case where if you like -6 or something, you can still sidestep, which is good for us because that heat smash is very crazy. So next, I'm going to show you some common Feng setups, just some things to make your life a little bit easier, know what to look out for when you're fighting against Feng. Know what a lot of people like to do. A lot of people like to flowchart. So starting off, we have some back 1 setups. Down forward 1 is a very good down forward 1. Feng's down forward 1 is super, super good. It's neutral on block, 14 frames, also hits very low, so it's good in his combos as well. So he compared this with his back 1, which is a 10 frame knockdown into guaranteed shoulder. Right, it gives you 44 damage. Also in heat, this is a normal hit knockdown into shoulder. So you really want to be careful when pressing into Feng at any point from this sort of range, point blank. So anyway, we have down forward 1 into back 1. This is a common setup. We also have while standing 1 into back 1. Even though you're -3 here, you know, he can just do carry on the string. He's got this. He's got a load of different things he can do from while standing 1, which makes it really tricky for us. I don't really have an answer for you about how to like retaliate from while standing 1, because it's one of his best moves. He can also use it from right out here if you do like the correct input. Super long range down forward 1, while standing 1, sorry. But do beware of while standing 1 into back 1. If he keeps using this like kind of brain dead flowchart, then punish him. Like interrupt, jab interrupt, do a down forward 1. Actually, you know, don't do a down forward 1 because that'll trade with the back 1. Do like a 12 frame or 11 frame or 10 frame. But be careful if they try and mix up with this, okay? If you think they're going to do a back 1 or down back 3, you can sidestep left, remember, because he is minus here. So just something to be aware of there. Also, a common back 1 setup is actually down back 3, which gives him +4 into while standing 1 and then back 1. That's a very common setup. Down back 3 while standing 1 on block, back 1. Down back 3 on hit, while standing 1 blocked, back 1, counter hit knockdown for guaranteed shoulder. You want to be really, really careful of that. Obviously, we'll talk about, you know, down back 3 into full crouch, 4-1, which is insane. We'll get to that in a minute, but first off, punch parry setups. Now, Feng has a lot of punch parry setups, and I mean a lot. So these next moves I'm going to show you are ones to be really aware of, like pressing afterwards, especially jabbing. Down forward 1, punch parry setup. Down forward 3, punch parry setup. Up forward 1, punch parry setup. Down forward 2-2, punch parry setup. Up forward 3, which is -1, that's a punch parry setup. While standing 1, this is also a punch parry setup. And full crouch down forward 4-1 is also a punch parry setup. And while standing 2 is a punch parry setup. Okay, I know it's crazy, right? He has a lot of punch parry setup, but those I'd be really, really careful about pressing on. Obviously, if you do a kick, or you do a shoulder, or you do an elbow, like Brian's down forward 2-1, you can alleviate the worries by just doing like a fast, you know, mid poke that if you have like a shoulder or an elbow or something like that, that will work against this because it's a punch parry, right? It's a sabaki. But do be aware of those punch parry setups because he does get guaranteed shoulder after this, and that's obviously his heat engager. And if he's in heat, yeah, so he gets a lot in heat. Okay, so we're going to talk about down back 3 a little bit. Down back 3 while standing 1, common setup. Obviously, he has down back 3 into full crouch for 1. If you block the low, just stay ducking. I know it's really tricky. I make this mistake all the time. It should stagger here, like it did in Tekken 7, this move. But it doesn't. And the crazy thing about this move is he could be at -8 in back turn. Which is pretty crazy, right? He can also be -2 if he does the whole string. If you block the high, he's -2. Which is crazy. That's what makes it a punch parry setup, right? So there isn't really an answer for the down back 3 situation. Down back 3 into full crouch, down forward 1. From down back 3, he basically just can do whatever he wants. And you just have to take the mix up there. If he clips you, he's +4, so you just have to take the mix up there. Just be aware that a lot of Fengs just like to do this. Or they'll like to just do the 4 and stay in back turn. Or they'll do the 4, go out of back turn. He is -8 here, so if he does this, try and react in time and take your turn back. Right, so that's going to wrap up the video. I hope this was useful. Listen, I know Feng is really tough to go against. I really struggle against him. He has a lot going for him in this game. Some nerfs would be pretty good for the character, I think, in the May balance patch. We'll have to just wait and see. But for now, hopefully these general tips can just help you out a little bit. Kind of know what to expect from a lot of Fengs if they like to flowchart a lot. Hopefully these common setups helped as well. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, leave a like. And if you're new here and you want to find your way back, hit the subscribe button down below. That's going to be it from me. Take it easy, guys, and I will see you in the next one.